Ooh, hi. I am enjoying the nice weather because it's not too hot and it's not too cold. And vitamin D does one good, as they say. So, ooh, okay, go on your way. Anyway, you're back. You're back. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to yap and play solitaire. So you'll probably see me losing a lot at solitaire. I just play it because it helps me think. 7. And that's really it. It just, let me put this under here so it doesn't overheat. It helps me think, and I'm in the mood of thinking. So what's been on my mind recently? It's been mainly why we watch horror movies. Because, as you know, I'm a fan of horror movies, and I was thinking about why I even watch horror movies. Like, what is it about the genre that is so, like, not attractive, but it catches my attention? And I still don't even fully understand my own thoughts on it, but I'm just going to list a few that I've heard, because I watched a few videos and everything, and I was just like, I don't think that's it in particular for me at this moment, but I do see some connections, right? So the first thing, my brother, he had a teacher who said that horror movies and like the true crime genre is a way for people to and the people who like consume that genre are like people who are more likely to commit those type of atrocities, right? But by watching the films or reading, or not reading, or studying true crime or something like that, they are able to kind of get rid of the itch, if you will, and they won't go on to commit these horrible atrocities towards humankind, because the urge to do it is not there anymore, because it was taken care of by that thing, if you understand what I'm saying. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting take, right? I was like, I hadn't heard of anybody like saying that before, and I was just like, I don't know if I completely agree with that, because that would mean like that I have some not so great. Okay, I'm just gonna. I hate to be that guy, but I'm just gonna, because you're bothering me. Anyway, because I'm like, that would mean like, right, that I have some. Whoa, that's a bee. Oh my goodness. Anyway, some tendencies that are not so spicy, and I don't really enjoy the idea of that, but I can understand where he's coming from, from in a purely like exploratory manner. Like I can see what he's trying to get at. But yeah, that was one of the takes, and I thought about that, and I was just like, interesting. And another reason that I think that's people consume like the true crime genre, or like the or horror movies. That's what I'm getting at. Or horror movies is just to kind of understand more. Like that's what a lot of people will cite when they're like, the reason why I got into it, because it's just, I was interested in their psyche and blah blah blah, or whatever. And you're just like, okay, that one I get the most, because I connect with that. I am interested sometimes in their psyche, but other times it's not. It's just pure, I guess, kind of horrible, pure fascination, if I'm being completely honest. And I think that's something that most people are not completely honest about, is that the fact that it's just pure fascination with the macabre half the time. It's not you wanted to understand the psyche. It's not, I just wanted to know so that I could be safer, because I've heard that excuse, or not excuse, that reason as well. But I think it's just macabre fascination. It's like you're driving past a car crash, and you know that you shouldn't slow down, but you still slow down anyway because you just want to see what's going on and what it looks like. It's pure fascination. Unfortunately, I just lost. Okay. Anyway, so I was like, okay. But what about true crime? Because true crime is a big industry as of late, right? I think true crime started to pop off around the mid 2000s and stuff, and then it's just grown, and now it's a huge industry, and I admit I watch true crime documentaries and listen to Rotten Mango just like the rest of you guys. Like, let's be so for real. We're not all in the same boat. Some people just really hate true crime, like my mom, but like, woo, there's we're all kind of just, we're floating around the same genre in this moment. And oh my gosh, one thing I don't understand are like the people who will watch like the goriest true crime documentaries. I'm very selective with my true crime like podcasters and the documentaries that I watch, because I know that I can't tolerate everything. And that's one thing that confuses me, is the people who will be like, I just can't tolerate all of this stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then they'll go and then they'll watch like the most disgusting, horrible true crime documentaries you have ever seen, no censoring anything, and I'm just like, what do you mean you can't handle this stuff? This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is this stuff you're saying you can't handle, and you're sitting down to watch this on a regular basis. I'm shocked, right? Like, take for instance, I have a limit with children in any type of bad situation, okay? Like, I don't like horror movies that are focusing on children. Like I've seen it. I didn't particularly enjoy it. And then Black Phone, I've seen it. And then once again, I didn't particularly enjoy it. Those aren't the films that I enjoy because they're children, and I don't. They never got a fair chance, and I hate that. And I hate that. And I don't like reading about or watching the podcasts or documentaries about the people who did terrible things to children. It's not. It carries over into all of my media, documentaries, films, podcast. If it's about children, I usually will draw a line, because it's not right. Right? Like, I feel like for me that is such an obvious that it kind of confuses me, when for others it's not. And like, that's me being like completely that's a completely subjective take. I'm not saying that everybody that there should be no documentaries or films with child protagonist or whatever, because that then you would have like a lot of interesting things would not exist anymore. Like Black Phone, for instance, going back to that was a really good movie. I once again, I didn't particularly enjoy it, but it was a good movie, and the actors did a great job. And I don't want to take anything away from the work that they did simply because I have issues, right? It's like, that's so unfair to all of these people who put in the work day after day, right, to memorize their scripts and to make sure that they are doing the right expressions and everything like that. It would be unfair to them. And I don't want to be unfair to them because they did the work. Anyway, that's kind of off topic. But back to like that fascination, that macabre fascination with this genre. I don't know. It throws me off because sometimes I don't even understand my own brain, right? So that's why I don't prescribe or subscribe, I don't know what the right word is for that, to the idea of, I'm just trying to learn other people's psyche. Half of us don't even understand our own psyche. What do you mean you're trying to learn their psyche? Like, give me a break, okay? Like, I know you're lying, Samantha. Samantha, I know you're lying, okay? You just want to know why in the world this guy decided he wanted to kill people. Like the rest of us, no shame. Like, that's the thing. You don't have to be ashamed of the fact that you do. Now, when it comes to things like Dahmer, you need to be ashamed of the fact that you enjoy that. Yeah, because they're like, you shouldn't. That film should never have been made. It never should have made it past anywhere. They should have shut it down and sent everybody home. I know I just spewed on and on about how, like the actors, they need to be recognized, but sometimes even if you're an actor, you got to be like, no. Actually, no, we're not. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not going to do that because why in the world did people do that? It made me upset. Now, you may be wondering, how in the world did she end up on this topic? I ended up on this topic because I watched the film Funny Games, which is a commentary movie on the idea of the horror series or horror genre, and I lost again, by the way, the thriller genre, and why we will just sit and watch as lives get destroyed over and over again simply for our own fascination. And it's like, okay, it's a movie, like nothing bad that's actually happening to these people, but I think that the commentary carries over into the true crime genre because, once again, why are we sitting and watching as these people their lives are being destroyed? Everything that they know is being torn apart, and we're just being like, oh, that's such a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's such a terrible thing, and it is. Oh, that's a shame. But we're focused not on the victims half of the time, but on the perpetrators. For instance, we're go back to the Dahmer. What I said about Dahmer, like why didn't the director be like, oh, actually, I want to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want to focus on one of the victims, right, or multiple victims, and I want to highlight their stories. I want to bring awareness to their situations. I want them to be known. I want their names to be known. Why didn't the director do that? But instead, the director decided to highlight and glorify, in my opinion, a man who did some of the most heinous stuff you can do to another human being. And I was blown away by the fact that people were so desensitized to it that they forgot that the people he was hurting were humans. And that's like, I think that's the thing that shocks me the most about the true crime genre, is that people are now forgetting that the people they are watching and hearing about are humans too. They're real. They, at one point, ooh, oh my goodness. This bug is slightly flying around my head. Living and breathing people. They had homes, they had families, they had pets, right? They had dreams, they had goals, they had aspirations. They were just like the rest of us. But you can't, it's become so desensitized now. It's not they were human. It was they were a victim of this person. They were another statistic. They were a thing. And people have been reduced to a thing. And that is the most disgusting aspect of true crime I have encountered. And it just makes me sick. Like, I have to stop watching. This is way back. I had to stop watching a few of like the podcasters I would watch in the beginning when I first started to get into true crime later, because I realized that they weren't viewing the victims in the story as human. They viewed them as just aspects of the story and another point, And I'm just like, whoa, pause. That's a person. Why are we skipping over? That's a person. That person that you just spoke about in 2 seconds when you said their name, because that's all we can do for them apparently is say their name, and saying their name is important. I'm not saying that it's not, but that's the best you could do. And then he went on to murder Jennifer, blah, 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 Rebecca, blah, 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 Debbie, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And but we'll spend 38 minutes going down. And when he was 3 years old, he actually got hit in the head with a swing. So the doctors think that this may have No, I don't care about him. We shouldn't care about him. What did he do for society but destroy it? What did he do for society but cause more issues and cause grief and sadness for a whole family, for a whole town, for a whole city, right? For a whole nation. What did he do to deserve us going into his background? He did nothing. He doesn't deserve us to go into his background. He deserves the 2-second clip of people being like, and his name was John. Okay, that's great. And we move on. John can be the statistic. We don't care about John. We shouldn't care about John. It makes me upset. As you can clearly see me getting up in my feelings right now. Anyway, back to what I was saying. As a fan of the horror genre, right, I sometimes feel upset with myself that I enjoy this genre, that I willingly give, like when I go see it in a movie or in the movies or whatever, my money to people who a lot of the times end up exploiting horrible situations and trauma and just use it for their own gain, right? Going back once again to Dahmer, like that never should have been made. It never should have been made. And for some reason it was. Because somebody signed off on this thing. Because they thought that, oh no, it's fine, Who cares about the fact that, this man has so many victims. Who cares about the fact that there are people still living who remember this very clearly? Who cares about the fact that mothers of the victims are still alive? Their sisters, their nieces, their nephews, their cousins. Who cares about them and the fact that they may have feelings about this film? I lost again, by the way. Like, who signed off on that? I was disgusted. I didn't see it. I never watched it because that's when I really got to thinking and it made me stop. And I was like, whoa, this is an issue. Actually, this is a problem. I can't keep supporting this. And that's when I went through my whole unfollowing saga 4, 5, 6, 7 because I was just like, I have become part of the problem. And I guess I still am part of the problem. I guess that anybody who kind of consumes true crime out of pure fascination is kind of part of the problem. Because we are contributing to the loss of somebody's humanity, And I hate that. And it makes me sick, honestly, on a deep level because even now as I sit here and I think about it, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm a terrible person, but I know I'm not. It's like just because I enjoy Silence of the Lambs. It's my favorite horror movie of all time. And you'd be like, oh my gosh, that's so cliche. It's like. Yeah, I know, but it's good because it's good. It's a classic. It's like. yesterday, this is another reason it got me thinking, as I was watching Sixth Sense for the first time, and I enjoyed it. It was really good, you know. I hadn't seen Haley Joan Haley, whatever, what is his name? Haley Joe Osment? I don't know what his name is. In any other film but Secondhand Lions and something else, but I can't remember what the other thing is. But I love Secondhand Lions. Anyway, that's off topic. I was watching that and I was like, dang, once again, I have fallen into this rabbit hole, because I then went on like a whole thing, because I love to watch reactors. Let me just admit it. I love reaction channels, and I love when people love stuff that I love, right? Does that even make sense? Yes. Well, anyway, I love that, and it's something that I enjoy. Okay, just so you know. So, dang, did I not? Oh, and I did. Okay. So I was like, oh, let me go watch a reaction channel now that I finished the movie and I understand, because obviously the reaction channels on YouTube, they'll cut out chunks, and so you will miss part of the movie. And so if you don't know what else is, you'll lose the context and everything. And I was just like, yeah, so now I know the context. Let me go and watch. And it surprised me a lot when some of the reaction channels that I watch on a regular were so desensitized, I think, to some of the film. And I wouldn't say that like that film is the most traumatizing thing you have ever seen under the sun. Oh no, there's other films that do that for us, and yeah, and I wish I never saw those. And I think that probably most people wish they never saw those as well. But it's like, when is too much too much? That's kind of the question that I have to ask, is just, when is too much too much in horror movies, in true crime, in and everything. Like, remember that one chick who was like, if you want to see the photos of this kid's body who was murdered, go to my Patreon. And the world blew up at her, because rightfully so, because what in the name of French fries do you mean, go to your Patreon? What huh? I'm sorry. What? What? No. I was just disgusted the moment I heard about that. I was literally so disgusted. And then yeah, went on a whole thing. Anyway, I don't really have much to yap about today. It was just me thinking, really. And sitting in the sun, tanning. I'm not really tanning because, like, I'm black. But I guess I can tan. But, also, once again, as I said before, I happen to be black. So, yeah. So, yeah, it's been good. I still haven't won a single game of solitaire yet. I think I'm gotten pretty close to this level. I think I did. I'm still going, so pretty good, in my opinion. I'm French, by the way. I'm not, but just so you know what that accent was. It was me trying to be French. Yeah, I'm a professional. I haven't mentioned the fact that I'm a professional. Yeah. Ooh, I think I'm gonna win this round. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Ugh, it's hot. It's gotten hot out here. Yeah. Oh. Oh, 7. Oh, 2. I'm going to win. Actually, I'm going to win. If I win this round, I'm going to be so happy. And then I'm just going to call it quits. Yep. Because I literally have nothing else to talk about. I exhausted my entire train of thought. Ooh, bug. Zombie. 8. Okay. Jack goes to the queen. 10. Queen to the... Ooh. Oh, snap. Am I missing a card? Am I missing a card? Is that why I keep losing? Is because my deck is messed up? Well, I didn't really check my deck before I got here, so that makes sense. Let me go through. Oh my goodness. My deck is messed up. I'm missing a 4 of spades. Yep. No wonder my stuff wasn't working. I was missing a 4 of spades. Well, let me just skip to 5, because that's the only thing that I can do. 5, 7. That's a 6 of diamonds. 8 of hearts. Bug. Nope. 6 of clubs. 7 of clubs. 8 of clubs. That's not a club. That's a spade, Sierra. Well, it's the right one anyway. A 9 of spades. 7 of diamonds. That's an ant. I'm gonna kill you. Sorry, ant. I'm gonna get canceled by those. What are the people who don't believe in like any form of death, of like eating, like it's like extreme veganism, like the jade or something like that? Like they won't eat root vegetables and stuff like that. I was like, whoa, that's a lot. It's again, I thought I had a limited diet because I'm allergic to everything. It's like, and that's what you choose? You choose that? I'm like, okay, I guess to each his own. I literally won. I'm so happy. Jack of hearts, queen of spades. That's a club, Sierra. King of hearts. Ah, I won. Anyway, yep. So, well, hope this finds you well. I'm going to go in and take me a nice drink of water. A nice long drink of water. Because it's a little spicy out here, Anyway, my next video will be once again on my the Chinese dramas and a breakdown of the personalities found in it and the characters and their types and whatever. The protagonist, the antagonist, blah, 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 blah. All those things. Yeah. So that's what we'll be yapping about next month. Yep. If you enjoy horror movies or like a genre that's kind of close to like the macabre, let me know what your thoughts are. Because, like, do you ever feel a little guilty that you enjoy these things that have most likely happened to somebody at some point in history? And you don't think about the fact that this has happened to somebody at some point in history? Like, because, yeah. It makes me wonder, circling back to the first thing that I talked about. Like, when Noah's teacher said that this is a way to, like, release that feeling, it's like, it takes me back. I think about that sometimes. I'm just like, am I crazy? And I was like, okay, well, no, I'm not. I'm not. My lovely, lovely therapist has deemed me not crazy, so I just, yeah. Just a thought. But it's just my thoughts. These thoughts don't, they don't reflect the entire world. They don't reflect, obviously, the entire true crime or horror genre. They don't reflect anybody's besides mine. Like, mine and this ant that I killed that's staring at me, And probably not even his thoughts, because he's dead. So, yeah. I'm going to get out the sun now, because I'm starting to roast. Look, let me show you. You see this? It's a nice clear sky. Let me show you my little scenery. It's like, oh, there's me. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, just, enjoying the weather. Well, bye-bye. 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 I was hoping my dog would come around, but I guess she doesn't want to talk to me. She's not my dog, by the way. She's my neighbor's dog, but she spends all her time over here. My dog definitely wasn't going to come over. He is too busy sleeping because, yeah. Oh, and I'm going to kill you too. Don't you run away from me. Ouch! Ouch! It stung me. That was a red ant. Ouch! I'm gonna leave now. I can't believe I literally just got stung by an ant on camera. Oh, that's so embarrassing. I'm gonna get canceled for killing ants.